So we have a full moon on Monday the 3rd of August, and it's at 4:58 p.m. UK time. This is about making your own rules this full moon and following your own path. So rather than kind of being guided by others, it's about really kind of going within and thinking about what it is that you need, and following your own intuition, your own path, kind of going with what you feel is right rather than following the rules of other people. So that's the first thing I will say. This full moon is really good for Aries, Gemini, Leos, Librians, Sagittarius and Aquarians. It's a bit more challenging for others. So the energy is quite intense around this time. It represents completion and clarity. So you're reaping the rewards of your efforts. So anything that you have kind of put in the new moon, it's that kind of cycle of completion. So it's a good time to look at the goals that you had in your new moon list and see what you have completed already, what you're already achieving and working on, what hasn't really worked for you. Is there ways that you can kind of tweak it? Are there things that you feel aren't working and that you'd like to take off of your list? So it's that kind of thing. We're kind of looking at that. It's one of those full moons where we need to look back a little from emotion. So rather than feeling emotion, we're going with our head rather than our heart, which is quite hard to do for lots of us spiritual people who are empaths. But this is very much about following your head rather than your heart. It's just around this full moon in Aquarius that we're talking about. It's about facing and releasing fears. So if there's any fears that you're kind of feeling at the moment, bring them up to the surface. Think about what those fears are creating. Why are they there? And try and work through them. If this is something that you struggle with, please do contact me, because I can work on this with you through distant spiritual healing. But again, as I say, it's about releasing those fears and working out why they're there. And this can go back right through to childhood. So if there's something that's been bothering you, think about why it's there, why this fear was created, and it's a time to work through it and release it. It's a great time to look at forgiveness. So this could be forgiving yourself, it could be forgiving another person or a situation. But it's a really good time to get a piece of paper and to actually write down all the situations or the people that you feel you need to forgive. Write their names down on a list and all the things that have bothered you. So is it that there have been annoyances, upset, arguments, grudges, resentments, anything at all? It could just be that someone irritates you slightly, but really, is that your own reflection on them? Is it just that you're irritated by something within you that is making you feel irritated by them? So again, it's like a judgment. So it's a good time to write down your list and visualize those people or those situations in a bubble of pink light, a loving energy of pink light. And I want you to kind of really feel like you've forgiven them. You know, you can visualize giving them a hug or sending pink light to the actual situation and letting it float away, just releasing it completely. And then burning the piece of paper in somewhere safe, so either outside in the garden, in a safe position, or over a sink, something like that, where there's water access, but just somewhere safe. And burning is a spiritual way of just releasing it, completely releasing those people and forgiving them and saying, I forgive you. In order to kind of work on this, you need to forgive in order to have your gratitude. So once you've released that forgiveness, you can then write a gratitude list and put at least 3 people that you're grateful for. What do those people bring to your life? How have they made your life better? What do they do that's really kind of selfless or kind of loving? So write those on that list and show gratefulness. You know, write on there, I'm so grateful for these people. I then want you to burn that list, because again, you need to release the energies and just say thank you to the full moon for letting you release this forgiveness and release this gratitude. So they're two of those things that you can do around this full moon. Obviously, a great time to meditate. So you could meditate and look at forgiveness meditations or gratitude meditations. or just get a full moon meditation off of YouTube and spend time just meditating on that energy tomorrow evening. Sorry, not tomorrow evening, today. Sorry, I've filmed this a bit earlier. So yeah, just kind of do a meditation, light some incense, light some white sage, and just clear that energy and clear that air. There's other things that I want to go over, just some questions really. Have you been living too much in your head and are not enough in your heart? So this is kind of looking at aspects of your life and whether there's a balance there between your head and heart. It's also a time to look at your relationships with others. Are you friends with people in relationships for the right reasons? Are you holding on to relationships that maybe aren't necessarily right for you or that you're unhappy in just because? Or are you kind of in friendships and befriending people for the wrong reasons? So is it because you feel that you have a need or you want something from somebody? It has to be a pure relationship and friendship that is organic and for the right reasons. So that's something to look at. It's really a time to let go and detach. It's a really important time to just release, to let go and to completely detach. So obviously when we're at the new moon, we're looking at our wishes, but this is about completion. It's about letting go, surrendering, and knowing that all will be well, and just working on those areas that need to be released. And what's not working for you, what's not working within your everyday life, within your personality, things that maybe you're not happy about, that you do, patterns within your personality that just don't work for you. So looking at that. And I think I've covered everything really. As I say, the energy is going to be very intense, especially for those signs that I didn't mention. And it should be a really, really illuminating full moon this month. So anyway, that is the full moon in Aquarius. I forgot to say, with regards to your crystals, obviously selenite is a really good way to cleanse your crystals all the time. And you can also obviously cleanse specific crystals in water if they're okay to be in water, and in Himalayan salt. But around the full moon, you're going to get a really, really intense energy. So it's a great time, if you've been working with crystals, to pop all of the crystals outside in the garden and let that energy from the moon immerse in the crystals to give them a really super cleanse. They will feel really energetic afterwards. If you don't have gardens, then it's fine to place them on a windowsill, but it must be in the direction of the moon so that moon is immersed into the crystals. So the crystals are getting the energy of that moon immersed into them. So yeah, I think that is everything. So I wish you all a really, really lovely full moon, and I will catch up with you again soon. Thank you. Bye.